This just in. Are you currently boasting about how little sleep you get? Wearing your chronic stress like some kind of twisted corporate badge of honor? If you are trapped in a relentless cycle where every new dollar of revenue requires you to personally work another hour, you are not actually building a business. You are just slowly building a prison. According to the brilliant book, The Pumpkin Plan by Mike Michalowicz, roughly 80% of new ventures fail within 5 years. Not because the founders were lazy, but because they fell straight into the survival trap. Everyone assumes that the key to scaling a service business is to simply plant as many seeds as possible and work yourself to death trying to harvest them all. But Michalowicz argues that true growth requires the exact opposite approach. Before you accept another terrible client just to keep the lights on, we need to look at why your obsession with hustling is destroying your profit margins and how to ruthlessly prune your business so you can finally grow a giant. To start, let's look at why your desperation is destroying your profit margin. It's because you are suffering from the Dalai Lama era. When you first start a business, it is incredibly tempting to accept any client who has a pulse and a checkbook. But this desperate lack of selectivity causes a fatal dispersion of your resources. You end up spreading your limited time, money, and focus across a massive patch of absolute mediocrity. Michalowicz warns that the founders who fail to correct this error quickly enter the stages of entrepreneurial collapse. You start by hiding your financial strain behind a fake smile, then you begin boasting about your lack of sleep, and finally, you resign yourself to entrepreneurial poverty, working significantly harder than your own staff while earning significantly less. You are plagued by the illusion that just one more random client will finally provide you with freedom. But without a change in strategy, more clients simply mean more exhausting toil. So how do you actually grow a giant business? Well, you have to stop acting like an ordinary farmer and start acting like a lord of the gourds. Ordinary farmers plant as many seeds as possible and pray for volume. But elite farmers who grow half-ton prize-winning giant pumpkins understand that massive growth requires brutal subtraction. To grow a giant, you must ruthlessly prune away healthy-looking but secondary vines so that every single drop of nutrients is channeled into one prize-winning specimen. In business, your nutrients are your limited time and focus. You cannot afford to waste those nutrients on bad clients. So this is why you must immediately fire your worst clients, because they are actively rotting your company from the inside out. To grow a giant business, you have to fire your rotten pumpkins. These are the high maintenance, low profit clients who demand 80% of your time, but only generate 20% of your profits. They are a massive drain on your resources, and worse, they cause team rot. When your staff is constantly forced to deal with terrible clients, morale plummets, creating an invisible but devastating operational cost. Michalowicz suggests doing a qualitative gut check. If your caller ID shows a client's name and your immediate instinct is to hide under your desk, that client is high entropy and must be pruned immediately. You only want desert island clients, people you would actually enjoy being stranded with. But how do you attract more of them? How do you find your highly profitable sweet spot? You have to be different, not just better. Strategic growth demands intense niche specialization. Attempting to be the cheapest, the highest quality, and the most convenient all at once leads to total operational entropy. You must choose one area of innovation where you completely stand apart from the industry. To find your blue ocean, use the 180 technique. Look at what everyone else in your industry is doing and do the exact opposite. If every mechanic works on every car, you only work on high-end Porsches. You instantly stop becoming a cheap commodity and start being an expensive authority. But how do you finally escape the survival trap? You must stop selling your personal hours and start selling systematized results. The ultimate goal of the pumpkin plan is founder independence. Your business must be able to grow while you are sleeping. To achieve this, you must document your processes using the airline safety card method. Your systems must be visual, intuitive, and simple enough for a complete novice to follow. You must empower your team to make decisions without you. If a decision serves your top clients, maintains your area of innovation, and grows profitability, your employees must be authorized to act immediately without begging for your approval. If your marketing copy is currently trying to sell 10 different services to 50 different types of clients, you are planting a patch of mediocrity. You must prune your message. Get my 5-minute marketing fix. It helps you identify exactly where your message is too broad so you can strip away the noise and start attracting the giant, prize-winning clients you actually deserve. Stop losing sales today. Download the fix in the description below or go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What is the absolute saddest flex you've ever used to prove how hard you were working? I'll go first. I used to keep sachets of Bioplus in my glove compartment just to keep myself awake during the day. At the time, I thought it made me a hardcore go-getter. But looking back, it's just incredibly sad. Okay, your turn. What's your most embarrassing burnout flex? Let me know in the comments. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful book summaries for small businesses every week.